Thank you, T. Jawahar. Next is inaugural address. It's an extreme privilege to invite the former President of Bharatiya Janata,
the leader and the candidate for this constituency, T.P. Sindhumalji, BJP District President Shri Jayakrishnan ji, Vice President P.P. Sajeev ji, Shri B. Anil Kumar ji, T. Jawahar ji, MP Jaisan ji, all the dignitaries on the dais, party office bearers, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, a very good afternoon to all of you. Namaskaram. I am here to request you with the folded hands to support our popular candidate and create a history by winning this seat and putting this seat in favor of Bharatiya Janata Party. Is anyone going to translate or so shall I speak in English? English or Hindi? I have been to Kerala many times. I have been part of many Padyatras of the Kerala Bharatiya Janata Party. I have seen my brothers and sisters from the Bharatiya Janata Party fighting against the misrule of LDF and earlier UDF. And that is why, with your hard work, over a period of time, our vote share has gone up from 5% to 15.5%, 15.5%. That is all because of the hard work of BJP workers and with the blessings of the people of Kerala. And I am sure in this election, BJP is going to do further better and give a very good performance in the upcoming elections. I was here during the Padyatra on the 5th of this month, and on 7th, Shri Amit Shah ji came for the closing of the Yatra. I have seen the enthusiasm in the crowd. I have seen the support of the people of Kerala. Why people want to look at BJP as alternative? Because people are fed up with the corrupt government, with the corrupt rule, with the controversies of the LDF. People are fed up with the corruption, controversies and criminal actions of the people of the LDF government. And that is why they are looking at the BJP as an alternative. Why? Because if you compare the LDF, where 3 ministers have to resign because of the corruption or controversies, on the other hand, at the national level, it is Prime Minister Modi's government where for the last 7 years, not even 1 rupee corruption allegation, not even 1 rupee. That is the difference. BJP believes in transparency and accountability. BJP believes in good governance, and that is why we celebrate 25th December, the birthday of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, as a good governance day. It is only BJP, the only party who celebrates a day of a former Prime Minister as a good governance day. No other political party does that. Because we believe in good governance, we believe in transparency, we believe in accountability, and that is why we have made the progress, we have done well. If you compare India with the other parts of the world, if you compare India with the other countries, during the COVID time, under the able leadership of Prime Minister Modi, India has done extremely well to save the lives of the Indians, and I would like to thank Prime Minister Modi from the state of Kerala. Not only this, there has been total abuse of political power and constitutional office in the state of Kerala. The LDF government has created one controversy after another controversy. There has been instance after instance of corruption. On one hand corruption, other hand controversies, criminality, killings of BJP and RSS Karyakartas. Can you forget the killings of BJP Karyakartas by the goons of this government who have given the backdoor entry into the government jobs? There has not been fair selection by this government for the government jobs. The deserving candidate did not get the jobs, but the communist goons were given the job from the backdoor entry into the police department. Am I right or no? Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, then we have to throw the LDF government out and we have to bring the BJP government in the state of Kerala. This is the right time to create more awareness among the masses and to reach out to them that how the official residence and the office of Chief Minister has become a den of criminals and corrupt people. Can you believe a person who is out on bail, who is a well-known gunda of the state, was seen attending the high-profile marriage at a senior politician's residence during the COVID time? Who is giving them shelter? Who is giving shelter to the criminals? No other than the big boss of Kerala, the ruling party. How can you allow this? How can you allow a government who force entry of women into Sabarimala temple just for what? To get votes? And to show how they can appease others for votes. I'll come to that in detail, how they are trying to destroy Kerala's faith and tradition systematically. But I would like to also ask many of you, because I've gone through the stories in the Indian Express written by Shaju Philip, where Kerala government caught in a net over deep sea fishing. Deep sea fishing. And what does that mean? A fishing deal, which was a very fishy deal, where the LDF government, who had earlier fixed policies for the fishermen, went against their own policies of fishermen. They tried to sell maritime wealth to US firm. Do you want to protect the rights of the Kerala fishermen, the small fishermen? More than lakhs of people, lakhs of fishermen who earn their livelihood through the fishery process. They, for the namesake, they are communists, but they are selling it to big US firms. Why? On the other hand, Congress and communists say, "Hum do, hamare do," but look at the Kerala communist government. Look at the Kerala's LDF government. What have they done? They were hand in love to give the Thiruvananthapuram airport to one of the private parties. And who have they hired? They have hired the same firm. The owner of that firm is relative of the owner of the successful bidder. And they say, hum do, hamare do, but they will give the Thiruvananthapuram airport to that company also. How can you allow this? The selling of the assets of the state of Kerala. Not only this, Indian Express reported this widely. And I have seen article after article on this. Privatization of the fisheries sector, privatization of Thiruvananthapuram airport. They may privatize that, I am not against that. But the process adopted to sell it and the hiring of firm who have been paid lakhs of rupees is related to the successful bidder. How can you allow that? Not only that, during COVID, the Kerala government kept on saying that they have done a wonderful job, but not really. They are among the worst in the country. And many international papers have also reported how they have given the COVID-19 data to a firm called Sprinkler. And why they have given it? Your private data has been given to a US firm, to a firm who can play with that data. Is your state government incompetent to handle the data of private citizens? They are unable to answer that. And in Times Now, Harish Nair reported, for the benefit of the poor, they wanted to take a foreign contribution. I can understand a Kerala government asking for a foreign contribution, but that was not the case. There was subsidiaries which were created outside, and Kerala government is under fire for that process also. Unitac and Sane Ventures were the two companies, proxy firms of the state government for receiving foreign contribution to evade audit by the C&AG and to avoid the other formalities. Why? How much money this LDF government wants? How much corruption they want to do in the state of Kerala? They need to answer now. They are answerable to the people of Kerala. Can't they build houses for the poor? The Prime Minister Awas Yojana provides money for the urban as well as the rural areas. Prime Minister Modi is going to give a pakka house, a house to every poor of this country by the year 2022, which is the next year, 2022, every citizen in the country, every poor will get a house. But whereas your Kerala government, the LDF government, in the name of Life Mission, a body that looks after having projects for the underprivileged, have gone through a bypass route to take the kickbacks, to take the money as a foreign contribution, not directly but through Unitac and Sane Ventures. They have to answer for this. Everyone has been seeking answers, but there is no answer for these corruption and the scandals by the LDF government. Now, God's own country is known for gold smuggling. God's own country is known for gold smuggling, none other than by the people involved from the highest office of the state. Principal Secretary is removed. But who is Swapna Suresh and what is her links with the CM of Kerala? The CM of Kerala must come clean on this. He needs to give answers. He can't defy that by just booking a case against the ED officials. He can't run away. He has to answer on all this corruption, from fisheries deal to giving away the Thiruvananthapuram airport, from the privatization of the fisheries sector to the COVID-19 data, to the life mission projects, and after all, definitely for the gold smuggling scam, which has given a bad name to the state of Kerala, bad name to the CM office, bad name to the state government, which was already under so much of controversies, scandal after another scandal, corruption after another corruption, controversy after another controversy, criminality after another criminality, killings after another killings. What is Kerala government? What is LDF? This is the time after 5 years. The people have got a chance to overthrow the government of LDF. This is the time to vote for BJP. This is the time to vote for a party who believes in transparency and accountability. This is the time to vote for good governance. This is the time to vote for Modi. This is the time to bring in and elect TP Sindhu Molji. This is the time to elect a clean leader and to give representative to a woman who can come and give us a good governance. My request to you will be, kindly look at and also speak about the mismanagement of the floods by the Kerala government. We have given thousands and thousands of crore rupees from the central government, but your state government was unable to spend that kind of amount. They were unable to give the houses to the poor, but they were busy getting money for life mission through a foreign contribution, through a different entities to make money out of it. But they were not ready to serve the people of Kerala. They have been giving protection to criminals like murder convict Mohammed Hasim, who also attended a high-profile wedding during the COVID time. Can the Chief Minister of Kerala answer what was Mohammed Hashim doing at that high-profile wedding? Who was giving him protection? Who was among a very few people who attended the wedding of Kerala CM's daughter? My another charge on the Honorable CM is Kerala CM diverted funds from Kerala Disaster Response Fund to take a private helicopter trip. The money which was meant for disaster relief, your CM was flying in a helicopter. Can you imagine? Who's ruling the state of Kerala? Not only this, scam after scam, as I talked about the PSC recruitment scam. Well, the deserving candidates of Kerala, my brothers and sisters, who are highly educated, who deserve to get a government job, but they don't get a job because the jobs were given to the goons of Communist Party through a backdoor entry, People who are involved in the criminal actions, they have been enrolled in the police department. And it's not I who is saying this, it is the report of your vigilance department, the investigation says that. What will deserving people of Kerala get? Atrocities against women is a common thing now. And the CPM has given a blind eye to that. Even the statement by the MC Jocelyn, State Government's Commission Chief, that for her parties both police and court had undermined Indian Constitution. It's not me who's saying it. It's the statement of the MC Joseph, State Government's Commissioner. It is their own people who are raising question mark on the credibility of this government. The political appointments, the Dalit atrocities. This clearly shows the violence against scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is on the rise. They are not being given protection. Even there is a violence against Hindus and Christians. And Hindus and Christians are affected by the love jihad. Love jihad. Why this word come back again and again, again and again, again and again? Why? Because the daughters of Hindu and Christian families are affected. The families of Hindu and Christians are affected by the love jihad. Can the government of state of Kerala respond to this? Why the cases are on the rise? Why this love jihad agenda is going in the state of Kerala? Are they ready to bring a legislation to keep a check on that? They will never do that because they do the politics of appeasement. They do the politics of votes. Let me tell you, if we'll come, we'll give equal rights to every citizen of the state of Kerala. We won't allow the activities like love jihad in the state of Kerala. Let me assure you of that. It's a very, very serious. There are many such cases which are happening in the other parts of the Kerala. But let me also tell you on the other hand, Prime Minister Modi and his government has helped the state of Kerala on every sector, even in the national infrastructure pipeline, where we are going to spend more than 100 lakh crore rupees in the next 5 years for the state of Kerala. We have identified a total number of 160 infrastructure projects, and the cost of these 160 infrastructure projects will be 1,37,401 crore rupee, which will be spent in the state of Kerala in the next 5 years for to build ports, railways, road, irrigation, urban, drinking water, tourism, education, healthcare. 1,37,400 crore rupees will be spent in the state of Kerala for the development of Kerala. Prime Minister Modi and his government has identified 160 infrastructure projects. Not only this, apart than that, from the revenue deficit grant, which only few states get in the country, out of all the states, very few states get in the country, and for the state of Kerala, Prime Minister Modi has given so far in the year 2021 14,046 crore rupees for the state of Kerala has been given by the Prime Minister Modi. Local body grants 1,613 crore rupees. And if you look at during the COVID time, we have allowed the base and means advances for the state of Kerala. We have given them funds to fight the COVID for the healthcare sector. We have given hundreds of crore rupees. Apart than that, PP kits, ventilators and all that have been given to the state of Kerala. Not only that, free ration has been given to lakhs and lakhs of Keralites by the central government, apart than the public distribution system ration goods they get every month. We have been helping the state of Kerala through the ways and means advances. Additional 729 crore rupees has been raised by the state of Kerala. Jan Dhan accounts, 47 lakh accounts have been 47 lakhs account has been opened in the state of Kerala. Apart than that, there are lakhs of policies which have been opened here. If you look at the total tax devolution, I would like to give you a comparison what Congress gave when the Congress government was at the center in Delhi and in the state of Kerala. How much they got? From 2009 to 2014, tax devolution given by the central government to the state of Kerala from 2009 to 2014 was 29,840 crore rupees, whereas Modi ji, NDA government gave from 2014 to 19 71,713 crore rupees, which is almost 3 times than the Congress government. Not only this, grants in aid in 5 years by the UPA government was only 15,397 crore, whereas Modi ji given 44,856 crore rupees. More than 3 times have been given to the state of Kerala. Not only this, I would like to request you that grant in aid has also been increased during our time. This clearly shows finance commission grants in the UPA time, in the year 2009 and 10, was given 602 crore rupees to the state of Kerala, whereas this year, 2020, Modi government gave 18,049 crore rupees, which is 30 times more than 2009 and 10. Can you imagine that? Even in the last year, which is 13-14 of the UPA government, how much you got? 1,629 crore rupees as a finance commission grant from the UPA government. How much? In 13-14 you got 1,629 crore rupees. In 2021 you got 18,049 crore rupees. This is what Prime Minister Modi is giving to the state of Kerala. We have given many big projects from Jal Jeevan Mission, tap water, potable water to every household will be given in the next 3 years. Every household will get a free potable water by the Prime Minister Modi. Not only this, the Thrissur power transmission project has been given and it will be built at the cost of 5,070 crore rupees. The Kasaragod solar power project, 250 acres of land has been handed over and 280 crore rupees investment will come up. Integrated command and control system, 94 crore rupees will be spent. Smart road projects for the by the Prime Minister, 427 crore rupees has been allocated. Water treatment plant at Aruvikara, which is 75 million liters per day water treatment plant built under the Amrut mission. The Prime Minister Modi gave this to the Aruvikara. Apart than that, for the blue economy, we have given more funds. At the same time, when the world was facing the COVID situation and the people of Kerala who were living overseas in other countries, they wanted to come back home. It is V. Muralidharan ji and Prime Minister Modi who took all the efforts and brought back 11,70,000 people from the state of Kerala from other parts of the world by Vande Bharat mission safely back to the state of Kerala. I would like to thank Prime Minister Modi and V. Muralidharan ji on behalf of the state of Kerala and the people of Kerala. Our National Secretary of the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha, Anu Pantani ji, Anu, who is also a candidate, and I am going to attend his public meeting also. Can you imagine a free and fair election in the state of Kerala? Can you imagine a free election in the state of Kerala where the government is giving shelter to the goons, to the criminals who have attacked Anu, my friend, our youth wing member, our national secretary? We criticize such acts, and let me tell the LDF and all those goons, they may act like this, but this is not going to stop us We will get stronger with each passing day. We will get united and throw the LDF government out and take the revenge of all those who sacrificed their life from RSS and BJP so far. And I'll go to Anup's constituency and campaign for him, and let me assure you, we will win here also and we will win in the Anup's constituency also. But we have to go from every house to house. We have to talk about Modi government's achievement. We have to talk about the natural gas pipeline which has been dedicated by the Prime Minister Modi. A 450 kilometer long pipeline has been built by GAIL to transport 12 million metric standard cubic meters per day. That's the capacity of that pipeline, which will carry the CNG, the natural gas. This clearly showcases thousands of crore rupees has been spent. Apart than that, PDPP, the Bharat Petroleum Kochi, which is a propylene derivative petrochemical project of oil major Bharat Petroleum in Kochi, worth rupees 6,000 crore rupees has been inaugurated by the Prime Minister Modi. Thousands and thousands of crore rupees has been spent by the central government. Even the inland waterways, Wellington Islands, ro-ro vessels of inland waterways at Wellington Islands, situated at the Erakulam Walk on Wellington Island. It is India's first full-fledged international cruise terminal. It has been dedicated to the state of Kerala also. State-of-the-art facilities have been created. 30 crore rupees has been spent on that. Smart cities for Kochi and Trivandrum is already doing a lot of progress. It has been given by the Prime Minister Modi, by the central government. Amrut project, 1100 crore rupees have been given to construct this 175 water supply projects in the state of Kerala under the Amrut scheme. I can list many projects. I have a long list of projects, but I will not want to take your time because I have to go for the next public meeting also. But let me say one thing here. What does this mean? On one hand, Prime Minister Modi giving thousands of crore rupees to the state of Kerala. On one hand, Prime Minister Modi giving food grains to millions of people of Kerala. On one hand, Prime Minister Modi giving a new avenues for the fishermen, water supply to the people of state of Kerala, new ports, new smart cities, grant in aid, which is 2 times, 3 times more than the previous governments. On one hand, Prime Minister Modi giving all the benefits to the state of Kerala. But what is the LDF government doing in the state? They are involved in gold smuggling, corrupt practices, criminal activities and controversies. Let us throw all C's out. Let us throw all C's out. Whether C for corruption, whether C for criminality, whether C for controversy, whether C for communalism. Let us throw all of them out and bring the BJP in and bring the Bharatiya Janata Party government in the state of Kerala. Let me again request you with my folded hands. You have few days with you. Go from home to home, street to street, village to village, every taluka, to seek vote for our candidate, and I am sure with your blessing, with all your help, TP Sindhu Malji will win this election with a thumping majority. My good wishes to her. I will come again with an MLA from BJP here, and I would like to spend more time then listening to the problems of this area and try to resolve whatever we can. Thank you once again. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Minister, here nearby Nayappa temple, and at the time of CAA protest and along with the protest, here the SDP and Jamaat Islami persons, the jihadi persons, made an attempt to slaughter a cow in front of the Ayyappa temple, and also here the jihadi growth in Perumbavoor soil, in Perumbavoor constituency. It is threatening, always threatening to that is on the way to threatening the Hindus and Christians families in the Perumbavoor constituency. The Honorable Minister already mentioned that point before you, and this is the serious issue. We are concerning the jihadi activities in Perumbavoor constituency. It is for the submission before this Honorable Minister by the Karyakartas, and always all these persons are very much afraid before the SDPI activists, and this is the main issue in Perumbavoor constituency. And also ഞാനിവിടെ അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞ വാചകങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ പറയാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുകയാണ്. വികസനം എന്നുള്ള കാര്യം മോദിജിയെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് മുന്നോട്ട് വെച്ചത് 1 രൂപയുടെ പോലും അഴിമതി 6 വർഷക്കാലമായി ആരോപിക്കുവാൻ സാധിക്കാത്ത ഒരു പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി, ആരാധനായ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി ഈ ഭാരതഭൂമിയിൽ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് നമ്മുടെ ബഹുമാന്യനായ നരേന്ദ്രമോദിജി തന്നെയാണെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം നമ്മുടെ മുന്നിൽ പറഞ്ഞു. അത് നമുക്കെല്ലാം അറിയാം. ആ ആരാധനായ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി മുന്നോട്ട് വയ്ക്കുന്ന വികസനം എന്ന കാഴ്ചപ്പാട് ഏറ്റെടുത്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് പുതിയ കേരളം മോദിജിക്കൊപ്പം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ ഈ മണ്ണിൽ, പെരുമ്പാവൂരിന്റെ മണ്ണിൽ ഈ തെരഞ്ഞെടുപ്പിനെ ഒന്നിച്ചു നേരിടുന്നത്. ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് നേരിടേണ്ടത് ഇടതുപക്ഷത്തെയും വലതുപക്ഷത്തെയും എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് പോലെ ജിഹാദി ഭീകരതയെ കൂടിയാണ്. ആ ജിഹാദി ഭീകരതയുടെ ഒരു മുഖമായിരുന്നു ഇവിടെ LDFന്റെ ഗവൺമെന്റിന് ശേഷം UDFന്റെ എൽദോസ് കുന്നപ്പള്ളി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന MLA അധികാരത്തിലേക്ക് വരുവാൻ അവർ ഉപയോഗിച്ചത്. ആ ജിഹാദി ഭീകരതയുടെ ഫലമായി നമുക്ക് നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട നമ്മുടെ സഹോദരി ജിഷയുടെ ജീവന് വില പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടായിരുന്നു ആ MLA ഭരണത്തിലേക്ക് ഈ മണ്ണിലെത്തിയത്. പക്ഷെ വന്നതിന് ശേഷം നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു ഇവിടെ നമ്മളെ തച്ചു തകർക്കുന്ന രീതിയിൽ ഇവിടെ ഹിന്ദുവിനെയും ക്രിസ്ത്യാനിയെയും അവരുടെ കുടുംബങ്ങളിലേക്ക് ലവ് ജിഹാദ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ ഒരു മുഖമില്ലാത്ത ഭീകരവാദത്തെ എത്തിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് അത്തരത്തിൽ ഇവിടെ നമ്മുടെ കുടുംബങ്ങളെ പോലും തച്ചു തകർക്കുന്ന രീതിയിലുള്ള വലിയൊരു ജിഹാദി പ്രവർത്തനം ഈ പെരുമ്പാവൂരിന്റെ മണ്ണിൽ നടക്കുന്നു. അതിന് തടയിടുവാനായി ഇവിടുത്തെ LDFനോ UDFനോ സാധിക്കില്ല എന്ന് ഇതിനോടകം ഇവിടുത്തെ വിശ്വാസികൾ, ജനങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞു. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് മുന്നോട്ട് വെക്കുന്നത്, ഉറപ്പ് പറയുന്നത്. ഇവിടെ അന്യദേശ